This was my first month trading BluFX, and in that same month, I made a withdrawal. That's so great.
And we're live, traders. Welcome back to another trader interview here on the BluFX YouTube channel. Then we've got Michael all the way from Ghana. Michael, do introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you and your trading background overall.
All right, so my name is Michael Bedu. I'm from Ghana. I'm 23 years old, and I've been trading forex since 2020. During the latter part of the year, around November, that was when I was first introduced to forex trading, and it's been a very great journey since November 2020.
Interesting. Let's break it down a little bit more, Michael. You say you got into trading in 2020. I think it was a big year for a lot of different people across the world. What drew you to trading at that time? How did you get involved in trading? Where did you find out about trading? And why 2020 was the year that you wanted to start becoming a forex trader?
Okay, so it was my younger brother. Okay, I'm 4 years older than him. He likes this tech stuff. I had already heard of forex trading, but I had never given like attention to it. So he spoke to me about it. He bought a course for 1,000 Ghana cedis. When you convert it into dollars, it's I think around 150, 160 dollars. So he bought it and we learned it together, and we started trading demo. I mean, we started real accounts real quick, but we were blowing accounts within 2030. But we decided that no, we are going to take our time, demo trade, test our strategy, and then try and hit like 20% growth, 30%. And actually, we took an account from $28 all the way to 250, but we blew it once again because of greed.
Sure, I think that's a story a lot of people can get down with actually. I mean, I come from a very similar background where you start with a very low capital account and you've got dreams of making it 100 times, 200 times your $50 account all the way to 50 million. I think that's kind of the introduction to Forex that a lot of people have. But I wanted to talk about that transition. Obviously, that you went from demo to live very, very quickly and you blew accounts and you went back to demo to learn again. What was that transition like? How did you come to the realization I need to stop here. I need to go back to demo and work out what I'm doing. I mean, you've obviously made it that what took into account all the way from $30 to a massive amount more. But what made you realize, okay, I need to be aiming for like a 20% return each year now, not a 2,000% return? What was that transition like, and why did you make that decision to go back to demo account trading?
Okay, so basically, it's very, very uncomfortable when you like lose a lot of money just because of something like improper risk management. Remember, if you are trading an account of, let's say, $100, you wouldn't want to be using a lot size of, say, zero point 0.1. Why? Because it's too much risk. That means in 100 pips, you'll probably be out. Okay, and 100 pips is something that you can easily get. I mean, the market doesn't belong to anybody. So if you go in with improper risk management, you stand a chance of losing a major part of your capital very early. So since that was what was happening to me, I decided that, okay, no, let me go back to demo trading and trade it like a real account. In doing that, it will help me with my trading mentality so that when I'm trading real account, I risk very low to get. I normally like to risk 1% nowadays to get 3% back. So that means I don't even need so many trades giving me 3%, because if I should even get equal number of trades giving me profit as I want and losses. For example, let's take an example. Um, so I take 30 trades in a month, just an example, and 15 trades hit my 3%, and 15 trades give me a minus 1%. Now what happens is that those 15 trades giving me a minus 1% is what? Minus 15. And those 15 trades giving me 3% gives me what? 3 times 15, that's 45. So that means overall I make 30% at the end of the month. Does that make sense to you now?
I'm with you. I think one thing you said that really interests me is the market doesn't belong to anybody. I think that's
It
absolutely
doesn't
right.
belong
I
to
think
anybody.
nobody can be right in the market 100% of the time. It's simply not possible. I mean, it's all about managing risk and being proactive in a way, looking for those high probability setups of winning trades and actually having your reward greater than your risk. Now, you are someone who obviously recognizes that now and you recognized it as part of your trading journey. But a lot of people will come into the markets, you can be right 100 times in a row, but if you're
That's
wrong
true.
once and it takes out everything, then
Oh,
you're back where you started. In fact, you've got nothing
I
left.
tell
So
you, it's
that
just so uncomfortable. Like when you think about it, you are like, I could have just gone like with a smaller lot size. You see, that's what I do these days. So even if I'm down like 100 pips, my 100 pips is 1%, 2%, maximum 3%, but not 45% just after 100 pips. That's crazy.
because it's something I realized a bit later on as well. It's just like looking at numbers. You can double a number infinite amounts of times, 100, 200, 400, 800. You can double that infinite times, but you can only take it back to zero once. You can't go below zero. So the maths are against you. And as I say, nobody, not a single trader on the planet, has ever been right 100% every single time along their trading career. So recognizing that you actually have to have a more calculated approach. You can treat it like a casino if you want to. In fact, you might make some money if you want to doing it like a casino. But if you want to be a trader, you want to be consistent in the long term, you've got to have a more switched on approach to risk management. And that's something that I definitely think is a key part of your journey. And it's great to see that you're progressing and you actually turn the corner, because a lot of people will come into the markets. They might make $100 very quickly, $500, they'll double their money, and then they lose it all and they never come back to forex
Yeah.
trading. But obviously, you're somebody who's persevered and you stuck at it, and I can see that it's working out for you now. Micheal, I want to move on to talking a little bit more about your trading system in general. I mean, everybody's got a very personal approach and relationship with the market. But what's your personal style of trading, Micheal? Are you a trend trader? Do you do indicators? Do you do price action? Do you do candlestick patterns? Do you do a combination of all of these things? What is your personal style of trading?
Okay. So first when I started, I was using price action and I drifted slowly into indicators. But as time went on, I realized that price action is everything. So I came back to price action, and that's what I've been using since I think March last year. Yeah, so almost a year now. I've been trading price action. I used to use moving averages and or EMAs, but I stopped. I stopped because I wasn't getting the results I wanted. So I decided I was going to go fully on price action, and it's been a great journey.
Sure. I think recognizing that your own way of working with the markets and the way that you find the most success with, I think a lot of trading is about removing emotion. And for me, that's where indicators came in. Like I'm a big indicator trader myself. That's the strength of indicators for me, because perhaps I'm more of an emotional person than yourself, Michael, for example. However, everyone's got to pick their own approach to the market and see what works for them. My approach, I can give you all the indicators that I use, and I can give them to you with a ribbon on top and say, here they are to you, you can use them. But fundamentally, if you're not trained in the same mindset that I am, or we differ emotionally or as people, it's not going to work in the same way. So obviously, you've got your approach. And I think that's fantastic to hear that every single trader, including yourself, has got their own personal relationship with the market, and you've progressed, you've tried out different things, and you've now found something that really works well for you. Great to hear it, Michael. But I wanted to move on to a very straightforward question, but an interesting one nonetheless. I'd be really interested to hear your answer on this one. What's your favorite currency pair, Michael? Do you like the pound pairs? Are you more of a do you trade the yen? What's your personal favorite currency pair?
Hmm. My favorite pair is actually my favorite pair is the pair that I hardly make money on.
Really?
Yes, it's gold. The reason why it's gold is simple. Gold moves over 100 pips in both directions every single day. So trying very hard to master the strategy of gold can help you to make a lot of money each single day.
I think gold is it's definitely very volatile gold, and I think you have to kind of approach it a little bit differently to forex pairs because this is actually a physical, real life commodity that's got some intrinsic value, and currency is a little bit different in that way. But I know a lot of our traders will literally they come to BlueFX, they just trade gold. They're crazy for
Oh,
gold, and there's some really great volatility, as you say. But I think I'm with you on that one. I like to trade gold. I like the
oh,
idea of trading gold. In fact, yesterday on this channel, I released a video analyzing gold. But here's the thing, I don't actually. I'm still learning how to do it. I'm still trying to understand how it differs slightly from currencies and forex, and how gold you've got to treat as its own animal. But again, it's one of those things. You might like to do something, doesn't mean necessarily that you're the best at it. But if you enjoy it, if you're passionate about it, then fantastic. And I guess your favorite currency pair is for any trader is a very personal question, but not always is it the pair that you have the most success with. It's the one that you enjoy trading the most. That's the most important thing. Michael, I wanted to move on to your experience trading on the BlueFX platform overall. I always start with asking our traders a very straightforward question. Are you trading on the light or the pro account at the moment?
I'm trading on the light accounts. The light accounts.
Okay, the light account. I have a great question to ask you. In fact, I love asking this question to all of our traders
Great.
because it helps me understand their motivation for joining BlueFX. Are you someone, Michael, who is using BlueFX and your funded account as a monthly salary, as a means to pay your bills, or are you looking to do that for now and then grow to the $1 million level one day? Are you looking to do that in the next 6 months? Are you looking to do that in the next 6 years?
Okay.
What's your short term to long term plan with the BlueFX platform?
Okay. So my short-term plan was to, make some money for personal upkeep to pay my bills because you see, I'm a university graduate of just last 2 years. So it's something great to start with as a monthly salary, and also in the long term run, I'm hoping to enroll on the pro package and go all the way to $1 million. That's it. I want to be in the money.
Of course, I think it's a great motivation to have. A lot of traders have the same motivation. They want to be that $1 million one day. But here's the thing: the BlueFX platform, as you know already, we're flexible in that approach. We know that life gets in the way sometimes. We've actually got two growth plans now for our traders. You've got steady growth and rapid growth. The steady growth is more for people who want to take a income as they grow up the levels of funding. And then you've got the rapid growth people who want to grow straight to the $1 million. So the point is there's options and there's flexibility for you on the BlueFX platform. And I'm glad that you're somebody who recognizes that. As speaking as a university graduate, I completely understand that sometimes you just need the money. And if you want to withdraw 1 month, grow the next, obviously it's completely up to you on the pro account. But for now, the light account works for you. That's definitely good. I'm glad to hear it. I wanted to ask you
Great.
one more question pertaining to your trading psychology as well, Michael, because I think speaking to someone like yourself who's had this amazing journey into Forex and you've had this start where you had dreams of making it big with your $50 account and how you transition now into a more regulated and calculated way of trading. In
Okay.
what ways did getting a funded account with BlueFX actually help you become a better trader?
Okay. So yeah, this is the part I wanted to say the last time that it went off. Okay. So what happened was, you see, I joined the BlueFX page on Facebook um 2nd June 2021. That was last year. And I know I went through the compensation plan and I decided that okay, I'm going to create a demo account and fund it with 25K and use the leverage of 1:3. So that is exactly what I did. And I traded it from June all the way to December just so that I can be on the same page like BlueFX. The only difference was that there were quite a few restrictions. For example, with any other broker that you may use with a 25K account, when you are trading, for example, gold, you can use zero point 0.2 lot size, but on BlueFX, you can't use zero point 0.2. When you are trading a light account, you can only use a maximum of 0.12. So that was my only issue when I started trading BluFX because I thought it was going to be the same. So basically, it is in practicing with a demo account on your own. That is what helped me. That is what really helped me.
Sure, sure, sure. I think that's definitely an approach that I can recommend to anybody who wants to join BluFX, but they're not quite sure of our parameters in which we trade in. The ultra low leverage approach is there. I mean, we've obviously got certain other parameters you need to abide by. But here's the thing with BluFX. I think everything we do is within our traders' interests. We know the products and we know what traders are like through the data that we've collected over many, many, many years of business. And we know that certain traders will perform better in certain conditions. And in fact, all traders will perform better in certain conditions. And that's where the low leverage approach comes from. That's where the certain parameters come from a risk perspective as well. In terms of being in the market when there's enough volume, being in the market where there's the most trade opportunities, and obviously having the capital behind you to actually make those count. But I guess I can speak to someone like yourself, Michael, who's from an ultra high leverage background. You start with a $50 account, you want to make it to $500, $500,000. It's very, very different. And a lot of traders will come in, they want to make that quick money in the markets. And that is unfortunately why the failure rate for traders is so high. I guess what I'm trying to say is with BluFX, it does take some getting used to for some people. And it is a certain way of trading. But here's the thing, and we've seen it time and time again. People who stick around with the BluFX platform in the long term become more consistent. They become a lot more strategic and calculated in their approach with trading, and it benefits them in the long term. So I can completely see what you're saying. I know I'm glad that you went away and kind of tested it out for yourself and traded demo with the same parameters as BluFX because it helps you understand how it all works. Then after that trial, you know if it's right for you, and you can know if you can commit to paying your monthly subscription and on the light account or the pro account instead. Now, Michael, one last question I have for you before we wrap up for today is a
Yeah.
question I love to ask our traders. And that is, if somebody is watching this video right now, is inspired by your story and they want to join BluFX, what is the one piece of advice that you would give them?
I would say that they should clearly test out their strategy because BlueFX, they are very legit and they are going to pay you once you hit the target, the required target. So it's the rest of the work lies on you now to make sure that you are testing your strategy and making sure that it's going to make you some money. Just so that when you join BlueFX platform, you're going to make some money for yourself. Actually, this was my first month trading BlueFX, and in that same month, I made a withdrawal. That's so great, the subscription was for 30 days, and I made that in 23 days. So I had about a week before the subscription ended. So that can also be your story. I mean, you can even make 2 or 3 withdrawals depending on how good your strategy is. That's the reason why I'm saying that clearly test out your strategy. As long as you try to remain profitable, you're going to get paid over and over by BlueFX.
Fantastic. A great story and a great trader. Michael, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm speaking for myself and everyone at BlueFX. We're wishing you all the best in your trading going forward. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you too.